Now I'm back drawing a Guts from Berserk. You know what? I just realized that although I'm a fan of the anime and the manga, I've never drawn this character. So thank you very much for the commission. It's always fun, kind of like getting to draw a character for the first time. For this drawing, I'm looking at a reference of like this super cool figure. I don't know who made it. It's like a 1/6 scale collectible, but man, it's an amazing figure. Getting back to one of the questions that was asked over on Facebook by Neville Se, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. His question was, what would be your dream project to work on? You know what? I've been really fortunate in my career, and I've gotten to work on some really cool stuff with teams that were amazing. For me, the main draw for working on a project, more so than even the character, is who the writer is. I don't know if I necessarily have a dream project. It's more like dream teams, you know what I mean?
The A-Team.
You could be drawing like a Wolverine story or like a Hulk story where you love the character. But if the writing isn't good, then you're not gonna have a whole lot of fun drawing it, you know. Or if the story is just not interesting. As a kid, my favorites were, well, for sure, Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I love the Avengers, the classic ones. And then when I was a little bit older, like in my young teens, I love the X-Men. That's around the time that Jim Lee was drawing them.
0 to 60 pretty quickly. I kind of skip a lot of stuff, but it's happening in my head very quickly.
Doing a Weapon X story, the original Weapon X, would be really fun. But yeah, you know, it's like more than characters right now. My focus would really be more like, who do I work with on this story? You know, like more so than specifically a character. Another one of the questions that was asked was, currently, what projects are you busy with? I've been doing a lot of cover work for DC and for Dark Horse. So that's keeping me pretty busy. And then I've been doing some game design, but you know, those kinds of things that are still kind of, one can't fully talk about them just yet. So yeah, you know, just doing some pre-production work and then some covers. And then whenever time allows, it's always very fun to do commissions because it's like a nice break. And since you never know what people will want you to draw, it's usually a pretty cool surprise. So that's always a really fun thing with commissions. It kind of keeps you on your toes, and you're not really sure what the person that commissions that piece will be asking of you. So that's a big part of the fun of doing these. What medium will I be using for the sketching? Well, you know, on these pieces, these sketch covers are made with Bristol, I imagine. And then, you know, the tools I showed on the previous clips, where it's these Jelly Roll Sakura pens. And then once I finish all the inks, I go back with Copics and I do a lot of, you know, kind of like the shadows and those sort of things. And then if the cover feels like it could use a little bit of color, I'll go back in and do a little bit of spots just to focus the attention somewhere. With a character like this, of course, I'm gonna have to find some excuse to throw some red on him, whether it's like blood splatter or something along those lines, because of course this character just needs some red on there somewhere, you know.